Hello, Lionhearters. I'm here for a few reasons. One, I have a new hairstyle. That's right. Very important. But two, Roblox is at it again. They're at their typical antics and BS, do I say? Do I dare to say? As some of you may notice, our game Lionhearts Crusade, which we worked on for over 10 years on the Roblox platform, which is now coming to Steam, but not soon enough, since Roblox has decided this experience is now 16 plus. So we're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about why they made that decision, which I think was a very foolish decision. And we're going to actually show you guys what exactly they did to make this so challenging for us, and why it's not easy to fix, although we're working on solutions. So we'll get right into it. I don't want to delay, but essentially, if you go here on Roblox, go to Lionhearts, you can see the game is now 16 plus. So a huge percentage of our players, maybe 50%, although I don't know the demographics. Actually, I could pull those up. And I guess I will now not be able to access the game. So if I go here and I go all the way to demographics, you can see where everything is, mostly male. And right here, you can see the age demographic. So basically, 60% of our players, by my quick math, are unable to access our game right now. Anybody in 13 to 15, not age checked. Or I guess 21 plus is... Why is 21 plus? Okay, that's just weird. All right, so more like 50%. 50% of our players cannot access our game right now. Now, Lionhearts is a violent game, has violence in it, but it's very, I would say, limited and mild compared to, what you would see on Steam or something, because it is a kids platform. And we know that, and why would we want to limit our audience? We wouldn't want to do that. So again, I'll show you exactly how this works. So Roblox makes you fill out these questionnaires to rate your games. It didn't used to be this way. It used to be universally moderated. Basically, every experience had to follow the same rules. It's not like that anymore. So you could say this is a step in the right direction for child safety, and I think that's great. But I am going to point out some issues that I find, even just browsing the front page, where these rules seem to be very discriminatory in the way they're applied. So right now we're blood, light realistic, violence, moderate, repeated. Even though we've removed all blood, and we've said that, we're still being categorized having blood. We used to have decapitations, delimbing, and a lot more blood, which was all disabled when these updates started to roll out. But we've disabled all those things. So each month, it seems like they come up with a new excuse of why to age rate our game. Now, we'd be fine with it being 13 plus, I think, or 10 plus. Those are the ages that we have been comfortable with. However, they have decided that that is not appropriate. And this is the most recent reason. Essentially, your experience will not be playable because it doesn't have a content maturity label. Basically, they removed the content maturity label. It did have a maturity label. And essentially, the feedback was the ragdolls don't disappear. So when you go to play the game and you click on the ragdoll, or you kill somebody, rather, and I can showcase this, the bodies appear on the ground. Now you can disable this. You can disable this in your settings. You can set ragdolls to 0. But for some reason, a blocky body with no blood just laying on the ground means only a 16-year-old can view it. Now, I'm not somebody who's saying that children should be exposed to violence at a younger age. Not at all. My issue is the inconsistency, because this feedback has never been given to us, not a single time, and the feedback is only being given to us now, although this is completely contrary to the feedback that was given us to in the past, which we adhered to, being blood, decapitations, things like that. And I know why. It's because they have a different moderator play it every time. It's not the same person judging the experience. So, essentially, if they had the same reviewer, I'm trying to organize my thoughts here. They had the same person reviewing the same games, they would be able to hold you to a similar criteria. But each person has a different criteria. It doesn't seem like there's a universal set of rules, and I'll talk more about that later. So it's very simple, as I will just change window captures here. So here I am walking around. I'm in Jaffa right now, but if I was to die, my body's on the ground. So because the body doesn't disappear immediately, the game needs to be age rated for 16 plus. Okay, fine, fair enough. If that's what they think, that's what they think. But we've had this reviewed so many times in the past, it's never come up. And I'm going to show you exactly why this is so hypocritical. And in my experience, totally backwards ethically. You can see the front page here. A lot of these games have what we would call child gambling, gotcha mechanics, including this game, Blocks Fruits. Now, this is rated maturity mild, violence repeated mild, but essentially what this is telling you is that a 6-year-old can play this game. A 6-year-old can come over on this game and gamble and also experience basically the same level of violence that our game has. Just so you're knowing. But because this game makes Roblox so much money, it doesn't make these developers as much. Roblox will take 80% of what this game earns, right? But because this game makes Roblox so much money, they don't care about the child gambling. Now, they've had to take it down in certain countries because certain governments that say, hey, we don't want our kids gambling on Roblox. Gambling is illegal. Just because you don't classify it as gambling doesn't mean it's not. We're going to ban it. And so people don't have access to those countries. The people in those countries don't have access to these games. But a ton of these experiences, the majority of, especially top earning, all utilize what we call gotcha spins. If we look at Anime Expeditions, the top earning game on Roblox right now, maturity minimal. So this actually would probably be even more, less restricted. And it even has blood, light, unrealistic. So I'm guessing 6 plus, 8 plus. I don't know why it's not saying the age restrictions here, but I'm telling you right now that children under the age of 10 for sure can play this and gamble. And although I don't want to jump to conclusions, I don't know specifically if this game uses gotcha, but I'm 90% sure. Because that's the only way to make money on Roblox. Because they take so much of your money, they put developers in a situation where they feel like they have to use spins to make their money back. Now, it doesn't justify it on a developer standpoint, but the system is rigged both ways. So for developers, so much of their money gets taken. If you're a middle-of-the-line developer like us, the chances of you making enough to get by is very low. But if we wanted to exploit our audience and use gambling mechanics, meaning getting people hooked through addictive neural pathways, not just enjoyment, but specifically exploiting them using gambling techniques to get them to spend more and more and more. A lot of these games rely on people what they would refer to as whales. So it's not once in a while somebody comes in and buys a spin. It's somebody will buy hundreds and hundreds of spins on their own. That accounts for majority of this revenue. So they'll steal their mom's credit card, or they'll, spend an enormous amount of their own money on spins. And only like a 1% of the player base or less needs to do that for them to make an enormous profit. So they won't regulate that, but they will regulate if a block body is laying down on the ground for too long. Because remember, deceased bodies of the bodies of deceased players do not disappear until the round ends. So first of all, they never even play the full game. They just did some sort of matchmaking match. I guarantee it. So they don't even know the game because it's probably too complicated for them, which is a game design issue on our part. But these are not players submitting these. These are people who come in specifically to evaluate this and feedback. And because Lionhearts is not a top fish, they don't care if they regulate it. So what we have to do is somebody is a studio is very limited staff working on MMO, working on a new MMO. We have to come in and constantly change it to fit them. And now we have to disable ragdolls, resubmit for the game to become 16 plus again. I'm sorry, less than 16 plus. So we're going to do that. We're working on doing that, and we will get this age limit reduced, hopefully. But I can't promise you Roblox isn't going to come back in a month and do the same thing, especially because we have Crusade right here in the title. I think some mods just have bias against this game, which, is to be expected for something set in the Crusades. And if we look at some similar games, Guts and Black Powder, things like that, it's also maturity moderate, but it doesn't have that 16 plus rating on it. For some reason, we're the only ones that get the 16 plus, even though this also has fear in it. We're the only one that get that age rating, which is very strange. My camera's dying on me somehow. So I'm just bringing awareness to our subscribers and to people in Lionhearts. I wanted to make an announcement, but I thought a video would be better. Explaining kind of how Roblox works and how these age ratings work. They give you about a 2-day warning. So if you don't get on it immediately, and things like this take time with how big our game is, it's not easy to deploy the code and change it. And like I said, we're stretched thin, people doing stuff part-time, so we can't always just, at the drop of a dime, change a bunch of stuff about the game. Now, this change won't be super hard to implement, so we're going to get it done soon. So if you're not 16 and you've been locked out, I'm sorry. We'll try to get you in as soon as we possibly can. In the meantime, please do everything you can to protest Roblox. Leave a comment, leave a like. Support us on Patreon because we can't rely on this income from Roblox because it's so taxed. So the best thing you can do is support us on Patreon. That'll go towards our Kickstarter rewards for the new game. And this is one of the other reasons why we're just getting off this platform. And I know it's routine for me to come on every month or two and complain about Roblox, and that's my right. But I want you all to know exactly what our thought process is, and things like this have been happening for years, and it's part of the reason why we're getting off this platform. So if you want to support that, head to our Steam page, Wishlist, head to our Patreon in the description, become a member, see our devlogs, all that stuff. And also, if you're interested in growing in virtue, become a Knight of Lionhearts. This is a community not technically under Lionhearts, but associated with Lionhearts. It's a partner of ours that wants to help young men grow in virtue, avoid some of the behaviors we talked about today, like gambling, things like that, and overall just become better people, become better young men and women potentially. But specifically for young men looking for that community, looking for that purpose, this is a Discord server where you can discuss these things and sort of make each other better. Iron sharpens iron in a way. So if you're interested in that, please head over to the Discord link in the description for Knights of Lionhearts. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully with better news.